radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke Radio. For the masses. Yeah, man, it's Thursday. It's Thursday, March 14th, 2019. 73 days into the new year. Just 292 days left. And only 16 to 17 days left, depending on the continent, to wish Stacy with an I a very happy birthday month and many, many ponies. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the Planet. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. I get to hang out with all of you back-to-back phone calls all night long. And then when I'm done tonight, I'm going to immediately go above ground. I'm going to jump in the fader sled, and I'm going to go pick up Brett Larson. He's in town, and we're going to go out and grab a bite. That's right. That's what we're going to do tonight. Tomorrow, Brett and I, he just flew in, and Brett and I are going to go see Hypocrisy in downtown Los Angeles, and he doesn't know. He's going to find out tonight when I see him. I'm going to go ahead. I've got to give him the schedule, but he has no idea what we've got planned for tomorrow. It's going to be epic. Cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. So that's it. So let's get this show done tonight. Let's get to phone calls. Let's blast through this because I've got Inquire Within staying across town here. I can't believe it. He's so close. And there you go. So that's my night tonight. That'll be my weekend. And it's just going to be special. It's going to be special. It's going to be special. Tonight is Fader Night. Open lines all night long. Of course, the number to call in is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. You can follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Okay? At JChurchRadio. That's what you want to do. Follow me on Twitter right there. Hashtag F2B is the sandbox. That's where you want to hang out. Of course, we have two chat rooms. We have Spreaker and we have KGRA The Planet. So if you want to hang out in the chat rooms, you can do that too as well. You can also email throughout the show, Jimmy at jimmychurchradio.com. All right. You know, I think all of you have kind of noticed a little change in how I do the intro to the show. It used to be, you know, I'd bang through everything really fast to the top, you know, and at 7:08, and maybe 7:09, but 7:08, I would start my rant, and I would rant for 20 straight minutes, you know, and sometimes I would have, breaking news. Lately, I've got breaking news at the top of the hour, and it just takes up, and you've noticed it, right? It's gotten to the point where I cannot stop. The news today is crazy. It's like it's nonstop. And so here I'm right now, 7:05, right? I'm jumping right into it, this breaking news, and it's crazy. All right, so let's get straight to it. Let me hit this River Moon coffee. That's a plug. All right. That River Moon coffee is going to get me through the night tonight. Earlier today, the Senate passed a resolution to overturn President Trump's national emergency declaration for the border wall. The House of Representatives on Thursday passed a resolution calling for Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report to be released to the public once it is completed. And that vote today was overwhelmingly bipartisan. How so? With 420 members voting in favor of the resolution and 0 voting against it. Now, I don't do politics on the show, and what I just reported to you is not politics. That is the conspiracy of politics right there. There is something going on, and I can't figure it out. Politics is one of those things. That's a mystery. It's like the missing sock in the dryer kind of mystery. Today, UK lawmakers have voted in favor of delaying the Brexit process, saying that more time is needed to break the deadlock over Britain's departure from the European Union. They rejected a call for a second referendum. Prime Minister Theresa May will now ask European leaders to grant an extension to Article 50, the legal process under which Britain is leaving the European Union. Unless a delay is approved by all 27 remaining EU leaders, Britain is heading for one crazy exit on March 29th. And then later today, they voted for a 3-month extension and got it. I don't understand. I don't understand how this works. I really don't. I don't think Britain's going anywhere. I don't think the UK is leaving the EU. I've been wrong before. It's just I've got some crazy inner self speaking to me. A thrift store. Are you ready? A thrift store warns buyers of a haunted furniture display that they've got. Bedroom furniture. Reports of continuous nightmares from previous owners. Habitat for Humanity, Rowan County's Restore in North Carolina, warned would-be customers that the previous owner reported he and his wife had continuous nightmares while the furniture was in their bedroom, that their dogs were also suspicious of the 1950s high boy chest of drawers and the canopy bed, as they would not stop barking at it. And that's a real story. They want $1,000 for it, too, for the bedroom set. It's pretty interesting. You should see the article, the picture. It doesn't look that bad to me. I don't know. All right, now, this is crazy. The Connecticut Supreme Court has ruled that gunmaker Remington can be sued because of marketing for its Bushmaster AR-15 style rifle. The rifle in question was the same one used by Adam Lanza, who committed the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting in 2012 that left 20 children and 6 teachers dead. Yeah. Also today, are you ready? This is one of those things, but I've got to report it to you. I have to. This is my job. This is my duty. Okay? The U.S. Department of Agriculture, the USDA, and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, also known as the FDA, have agreed on framework to regulate the controversial new product called laboratory-grown meat. That's right, lab meat. This deal takes lab meat one step closer to being approved for commercial sale in the United States. Some lab meat producers expect this approval within a year. Some experts are warning that this process might take a little bit longer. Lab meat are food products cultured from animal cells. God, man. I just threw up on the microphone. You saw it on the bunker cam, didn't you? That's right. Also called cultured meat. Gotta wipe it off. Cultured food products. Cell-cultured food products and synthetic meat. Lab meat is a form of cellular agriculture produced by the in vitro cultivation of animal cells. I'm nauseous. Just, which is the name of a California startup, is developing lab-grown chicken nuggets. And that I ain't making up. Now check this out. Another California firm called Memphis Meats is working on Beale Street barbecue lab-grown baby back ribs. Yummy. How do you feel now? How do you feel now? I mean, seriously. How do you feel? Would you, this is open line, so this is Fadernight. Would you, that's good, Jeremy, that's me right now. Would you knowingly purchase Petri dish chicken nuggets? Would you do that? Would you? If you were in a supermarket and you saw some laboratory-grown lab meat hamburger patties, would you purchase them? That just messes with my head. And I understand. I do. I understand. Oh, there's no cruelty to animals. Okay, I get that. Right? I get that. The little piggies that grow up to make bacon, we're not harming. I get that. I do. But would you buy them? Oh, man. Oh, okay. Oh. All right. I'm not playing around. I am nauseous. That's hard to read. You get the visualizations. What was the movie called? Soylent Green? Remember that? The cans? Oh, man. That's where it's at. All right. Get the Surfer Music Streaming app. You've got to get it. SURFR. Get the Surfer Music Streaming app. It's available free for download. All you got to do is go to the banners at jimmychurchradio.com or go to Surfer FM. That's SURFR.FM. It's super easy. It's super fun. All you have to do is download it. No personal information, no privacy, no nothing, no email, nothing. All you do is download it and run. It's amazing. The Surfer Music Streaming app. It's the only app that I use. I don't have another streaming app. I don't have anything else. You would think I would have some other, big names out there because I kind of work for one. Nope. Right there. Surfer Music Streaming app on my phone. Okay? It's really that simple. Download it today. Click on the banners at jimmychurchradio.com. Our next event's coming up. That's right, May 31st through June 3rd in Indian Wells, Palm Spring, California. It is Contact in the Desert at the Renaissance Indian Wells Resort and Spa. Tickets and info right now at contactinthedesert.com. The biggest UFO conference on the planet, period. Our 2019 Soul Tech Conference, which is over the July 4th weekend, is at Sunrise Ranch in Loveland, Colorado. And you've got to go right now. Go and get your tickets. All the info that you need, accommodations, food, who is speaking, full schedule is available right now. SoulTechGathering.com. jimmychurch.com. I cannot wait to see all of you there. There it is right there, Soylent Green. Soylent Green. Unbelievable. That's funny. That's classic right there, Soylent Green. All right. Don't forget to sign up to our podcast. We have over 1,000 shows right there for your listening pleasure. It is just $2 per month. Go to jimmychurchradio.com, click on the podcast banner, get signed up, help support the show. Just $2 per month. Also, become a Fadernight, right? I know you want the Fade to Black gear. You want the hat. There's only one way to get the F2B hat. Only one. Become a game changer today in our membership section. So you're going to get an autographed shirt. You're going to get an autographed hat. You're going to get a 1-year subscription. You're going to get downloadable MP3s that are commercial-free. You're going to get a private email to me. All of that. And the bunker cam. You're going to get all of that, all the access. Become an official Fadernaut today over in our membership section on the site. All right, let's go. Happy birthday to today. Quincy Jones is 86 years old. Funny man, actor, serious actor Michael Caine is also 86. And Billy Crystal is 71. On this day in history, OTD. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot the big one. Our dead guy's birthday today is Albert Einstein. 1879 to 1955, died at the age of 76. Of course, he was a genius, right? Legendary theoretical physicist who formulated the theory of relativity and the mass energy equivalence formula, E equals mc squared. Happy birthday, Albert. On this day in history, 1958, the Recording Industry Association of America, the RIAA, awards the first gold record, and it went to Perry Como for Catch a Falling Star. And I'm sure you're wondering, what happened to Elvis? It went to Perry Como. But what about Elvis? I know. I get that. It went to Perry Como. Fader fact. The speed of over 100 kilometers per hour was first reached by a car in 1899. That car was fully electric. You heard me, 1899. That car was fully electric, and it was from Belgium with direct drive Postal Vinet 25 kilowatt motors, batteries, Michelin tires, and a light alloy torpedo-shaped body. 1899. It took us all the way to the year 2000 to get back to it. Can you believe it? Tonight's Fader Night. Open lines all night long. Okay? 747-228-2051. I'm going to open up the phone lines in about 10 short minutes at the bottom of the hour. Okay. So, Project Blue Book. It just finished. Did you see the last episode? Yeah, they certainly muffed that one up. But I get it. I saw they were combining everything, just like they destroyed Betty and Barney Hill and that story. But anyway, all the stories that they covered. But, it's fun to watch. And I got to say, even Rita, she's like, Project Blue Book's on? Let's go. Right? Well, she also does the same thing for Orville. And I understand. I do. But it just finished with a preview for season 2. But that's not what's most important. What is important was the commercial for DeLong's TTSA news show that caught my eye. And yes, I read all of the press about it, but the actual commercial was very interesting. Did you catch it? We're going to be talking about that tonight. And it got me thinking. That's right. Seriously, it did. Why would, and this is how my mind works, and I know it does the same for you, okay? Why would a corporation, TTSA, with all of the secret ties to the government, and the CIA, Lockheed, and the Pentagon, need a show on the History Channel? You got to ask yourself, why? And we can look at this from all sorts of different angles. different directions. And none of it makes any sense. But, okay. You know what makes sense is that the reason why this is on History Channel is ego. Okay? Right there. You can stop right there. All the reasons why, but ego. Okay. All right. Which makes a lot of sense. And I'm okay with that. I get it. DeLong's a rock star. He knows what it's like to go out on stage, play his guitar and sing and get all of that adoration and the vibe that comes off of that. He knows what it's like. He's a performer. So there you go. Now he's locked down his TV series. Okay, so that's okay. It's ego-driven, man. You got to keep your name out there. I get that. I do. I understand. But let's take a look at a few points that feel a little strange to me. Number one, if you have actual evidence of an ET presence here on Earth, you would not wait for negotiations and a production of a TV show. You wouldn't. I mean, wouldn't you just release all of this amazing evidence via a press conference? What happened to the New York Times, for instance? What do you need a TV show for? Why? I mean, you are above that. You're now a publicly traded, you've sold stock corporation with members of the military, the members of the CIA, right? You've got Science, you've got Lockheed, you've got Skunk Works, you've got money people behind you, Chris Mellon. You've got all of that Mellon, right? You've got all of that. Why step down to the level of a TV show on History Channel? Why would you do it? You're above that, right? What happened to the New York Times? Number two, if you have samples of off-world materials, either from a crash craft or whatever, something else, wouldn't this be handled by another way besides like a show like The Curse of Oak Island? Right? Why would you do it? We all know the ending to these episodes. There will be nothing. There's going to be nothing there because what they have is not from E.T. It's not. I'm calling it right now. And if it was, it would be the biggest news in the history of the world, and we would already know about it. There wouldn't be a TV show about it that's not going to show anything. That's the truth. Number three, we're going to end up hearing these kinds of statements. Okay, quote, "This is the best way to get the information out to the world." Right? We know what we're doing. You're going to hear all of this. Don't question us. We know better than you. We have the top minds in the world. We have from the CIA and the military and the Pentagon. And the Pentagon has authorized us to do this for you. You're going to hear all of this stuff. Number four, they will show us the videos, right? We're going to watch those we're going to watch those videos over and over again, every episode. We're going to hear from Dave Fravor and the other insiders. We're going to hear from crew members of these ships from the Navy, right? With a full repeat of everything that happened in 2017 and 18 with nothing new. I'm guaranteeing everything that I'm saying. And I guarantee everyone right now that no testing will prove anything. There will be no big reveal that TTSA is in possession of ET craft materials. It ain't going to happen. It's not. So why do the show? What's the show for? Well, it's for ratings, of course. But what's the show for? What will happen is amazing ratings, a huge audience. And that's pretty much a given. And the UFO question will be put out there further into the public eye. And for that, I am thankful. And we all should be. We should all be thankful for that. Okay? Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I just don't want everybody to build up expectations about the ET UFO reveal that's going to happen on the show, because it's not going to happen. Okay? Now, look. And that will be, how do I say this? I want to be very cool here. Over and over again, the responses from TTSA will be as follows. And you can quote me here. Quote, we're putting this out there so everyone can see the evidence and draw their own conclusions. That's what you're going to hear, right? You're also going to hear, oh, UAPs are a threat, and we need to find out what's going on. You know, you're going to hear this over and over again, and I've got to just step back and go, wait, what? I thought the Pentagon and the TTSA already know what is going on, and they were going to tell us. Well, not on this show. It's not going to happen during the 6 episodes on primetime cable television. It's just not going to happen. It's not. So, you know what? Let's enjoy the ride that is unidentified inside America's UFO investigation. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be like Project Blue Book, right? That's what's going on. But you can enjoy the CIA TTSA production coming to a History Channel this May. Yeah. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. It is Thursday night. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. The call-in number, it's simple, 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. It's Thursday night. It's Fader night. It's the best night of the week. And when I wrap this show, I'm blowing out of here and going to go out to dinner with Inquire Within. I know you want to be me. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. I'll be right back. I'll be taking your calls right after this. Stay with me.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hey, folks. Guess what the number one phrase that Life Change Tea receives by email? You ready? We love this tea. We love this tea. Time after time, week after week, we love this tea. Life Change Tea gives you more energy, a beautiful cleansing, and fulfills its slogan perfectly. The tea that makes you go. So if you want to be on your health game, log on to getthetea.com and order Life Change Super Strength Tea. Packages come in a 1-month supply, and when you brew this stuff, wait until you see the results. Aren't we all about the results? And with a lot of people's health struggling, we can use a little bit of help. Doctors will tell you disease starts in the gut. So log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Be our next email saying, I love this tea. I love this tea. Get the tea at getthetea.com. Helping America one tea bag at a time.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Do you want to lose weight but have no idea where to begin? The Fast Start Diet, a 3-day weight loss plan, is the answer. 3 days of nutritionally balanced, calorie-restricted meals delivered right to your door. No shopping, no measuring, and no cooking. Everything is prepared for you and ready to eat at home or on the go. The Fast Start Diet has all the amazing benefits of intermittent fasting without starving. We've helped thousands of people who have struggled to reach their weight loss goals. Isn't it time we helped you? With the Fast Start Diet, you'll lose weight and feel great.
Find Fast Start Diet on Amazon or go to faststartdiet.com and use promo code TALK to get 10% off your first box. And as a special bonus, Fast Start will include their #1 rated Lipo3 appetite suppressant spray free with your order. This is Jimmy Church. And whatever your diet plans are, do what I did. Go to faststartdiet.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. You like those guitars? You like that? You like that? It's Fadernight. I'm in a great mood. Starting off my heavy metal weekend right after the show tonight. Going to go hang out with Brett Larson and Choir Within. Have you checked out his new music that he popped up there for all of you to listen to? It's really good stuff. And then tomorrow night, we're going to be over at the Hypocrisy concert in downtown L.A., Oh, yeah. Going to get my heavy metal on. Tonight is Fader Night. Open lines all night long. The call-in number is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. And we've got that's it. You know what? Let's not mess around. Let's just go straight to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing? It's the Q again.
Hi, Q. How are you, man?
Not too bad. Hey, you said the show there that they don't or might not have real UFOs. Is that what you said?
No. Well, it's kind of what I said. What I said was that they're going to be showing. I haven't seen it. Okay, but this is my prediction. That they're going to be testing metamaterials and stuff from alleged retrieved crashed craft and or whatever, and that's what it's going to be. And there won't be any resolution. They're not going to reveal on a TV show the ET presence here on Earth.
Well, they don't do that on any shows. The only people that do that are the movies, like that alien there that you showed there from that movie, where they killed them with the rock music.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. So, yeah, you're talking
here's
about...
my thoughts, man.
Mars attacks. Yeah, Mars attacks.
Yeah, Mars attacks. That's it. Yeah. Well, this is what I was thinking with these shows and stuff. And last night's show you were doing, was it last night or the night before, about Antarctic?
Yep.
That guy that went down there. You know, why would Buzz Aldrin go down there?
I don't know. That's a great question.
This. Why would the Russian Pope go down there?
That's a great question.
Well, who went to the moon?
Nobody.
Buzz. Well, let's go with that. I'm not going to even open that can of worms, brother, because let me tell you something. I saw some pictures right from NASA's website of the landers and stuff, and I'm like, dude, our cars are built safer than that thing was. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no question about it.
Let's say that we did go to the moon. Did Buzz Aldrin not go there and walk supposedly? Let's go with just that he did. Did he not walk on the moon?
Okay, so he did. Yep. You know what? He might have. The whole thing, Q. I'm going to let you
question that.
Well, I'm going to let you
that because
Q,
that's a whole other can of worms.
Q. I'm going to let you finish your thought. Okay,
All right,
but just let me say this. That I am a child of the 60s. I was born in 1963. I went through the space race. I had my favorite astronauts. I watched all the moon land. I watched everything. That's all I did was draw rockets, man. That was it. I was so into it. So it breaks my heart to even have these thoughts in my head, even to joke about it. Okay, but I saw the Apollo capsule at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C., and I saw Mercury and I saw Gemini, and I looked at those, and I went, no way. No way. It just didn't happen. Anyway, so go ahead, Q. Finish your thought.
Well, if you really want to go there, I mean, the lander, why would the legs of the lander be wrapped in gold foil for radiation protection?
I mean,
come on, there ain't nothing there.
I have no idea. Okay, so back to your thought. Okay.
All right. We'll just go with that Buzz Aldrin went to the moon. All right, let's accept that for this argument. The Germans were doing what during World War II and before World War II with supposedly UFO-style or saucer-style ships?
Okay.
All right. Well, he may have saw something on the moon that was German-related, and the Germans have New Schwabenland in the Antarctic, so they brought Buzz down to see it, to confirm if that's what he saw on the moon.
Well done, Q.
Now,
well done.
They brought the Russian Pope down because who was the Germans fighting with before we got involved? The Russians.
Right? Yeah, okay.
So the Pope went down there, the Russian Pope went down there to how do I say this? Like a...
Didn't Biden go down there, or Mitt Romney or somebody too?
Kerry or something, or one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm getting to. Why would we send our own on Election Day or whatever it was?
Yeah, on Election Day. Yeah, all great questions, Q. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's kind of too coincidental.
Getting Brad on the show. This is what I found really interesting with Brad. Is that he went to 6 bases down there, right?
Yes.
Six stations. Not one person said anything to him about anything.
I remember you saying that.
Right.
And, there's a couple reasons, though. Like somebody said that, they don't know him at first, that other guy that called. Maybe they don't know him at first, and then once maybe he goes there a couple more times, they get to know him.
No, I don't think so. No, not at all. If everybody down there isn't under the most stringent NDA and locked down by the threat of prison and fines about keeping your mouth shut about anything that goes down there,
fines? They just get them lost down out there in the Arctic. They'd be gone forever.
But my point is that not one person pulled him aside and started whispering, "Hey, man, check this out." One conspiracy guy, not one guy that is, into this, that is down there, and why, and didn't pull him aside and said, "Hey, check this out."
That would tell me they don't have anything from off Earth.
Well, it just tells me that they all are towing the company line. That's what it tells me, Q. Well, listen.
Well, that's a lot of companies. Was that Lucy behind you? Is that Steve? Was that what he named it?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, you mean this guitar? Yeah, of course.
Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did he name it Lucy, or was that Bill? Or was that B.B. King?
No, that was B.B. King. That was Lucille.
It was with Lucy.
Yeah, okay. Lucille.
That thing is pretty wore out, man. Is that he definitely used that guitar.
Have a great night, Q. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Great phone call, great questions, and obviously he is listening to the show. You know, I don't know. I don't, but I just started thinking to myself, why didn't anybody say something? You know, just come up and go, hey, dude, you know, check this out, and whisper in his ear. It didn't happen. It didn't happen once. So I find that a bit strange. I really, really, really do. All right, let's go straight back to the phones, and let's see who is hanging out here. Are you ready? Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Liam.
Liam, how are you?
I'm doing great. You know, this is such a treat. All the years I would listen to Art, try to call in, could never get through. First time caller tonight, first dial, bam.
Bam, you got through. Right on, Liam. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thanks,
so what's on your mind?
Man, so much. This is a crazy world. You know, I wish George Carlin was here to see this. Just for one day.
Yeah, good
because,
point.
Man, we got a front row seat to the freak show.
Yes, we do.
I mean, I would not pick any other time to live in.
I would concur, Liam. I would concur. Okay, so what's on your mind?
Not much. I just want to call in and say, hey, you're doing a great job, and thanks for keeping me up on the long nights trucking down the highway, man.
So you're a trucker?
Yes, I am.
Are you driving right now?
No. I'm parked for the night.
Oh, you're parked?
I pump my brakes.
But you are driving. You're on the road.
Yeah. I'm away from home right now.
Yeah, right on. So are you at one of those truck stops? Or are you at like a Pilot?
Nope, I couldn't get into the Pilot. It was all full, but I'm over here at this other choke and puke at a TA and an IHOP. That's about it. I'm about an hour north of Roanoke, heading back down to New Orleans.
Oh, so, right on. TA, Truck Stops of America. Well, Liam, drive safe out there, my man, and thank you. Nothing like a first-time caller. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Jimmy.
Thank you, Liam. Be safe out there. Love our truckers, man. I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to say it loud and proud right now. Love our truckers. Every single one. Everyone out there driving and getting it done and listening to shows like this. I mean, how perfect is it? Seriously. And with that, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Oh, Jimmy.
How you doing, Brett? Man, we're going to be hanging out all night. What are you wasting your time for right now? You're supposed to be getting dressed. You're supposed to be in the shower, getting ready.
Oh, sorry. I'll do that next.
Okay.
Because, man, I was going to try to call in last week with a super important question.
What's that?
All right. Have you seen the new documentary Third Eye Spies?
Yes. But before you ask me, we're going to have Lance on the show, I think, next week. And so I'll cover everything then. Okay? All right? Okay. I have seen clips and stuff from Third Eye Spies for the last year as Lance put everything together. And I think we had, you know what? Let's save everything for next week. But did you enjoy the film?
Oh, man, that was mind-blowing.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, then, I guess we'll save this for next week.
Well, I'll tell you everything tonight off of the air, but there you go. But we're going to have Russell and Lance on the show next week.
Perfect.
All right. So you get ready.
All right.
I'll see you in 2 hours.
All right, fine. I'll go.
Okay. All right. All right, Brett. Be safe, man. We got a really cool day tomorrow, and I'll tell you all about it tonight. I got to give you the schedule, but now you're just going to have to wait until I see you tonight.
Sounds good.
All right. Would you want to go to? Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to sound check and see everybody sound check all the bands tomorrow?
I mean, you're really pulling my leg there, I guess.
So I'd have to twist your arm.
Yeah, you know, I'm staying in a really nice trailer that's about 7 feet long right now.
Well, okay, I'm just saying, you know, maybe have lunch with the band and crew. I'm just saying, you know, okay, all right. Well, you think about that, and I'll see you in 2 hours.
All right, you know, that's not really what I came here for, but...
I'll see you in a bit, Brett, okay?
All right.
You got it. Yeah, he's that's a lucky man right there. He just flew in from Seattle, and the day that we have got scheduled is just going to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait. As soon as I'm done on the show tonight, I get to go out and get it all done, and it's going to be Brett today had to go through canceled flights, and he flew into San Diego and then was coming up north. Now, listen, I'm going to tell everybody now, when I put you on hold, it's going to go silent, okay? It's going to go silent. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. All right. Let's go here. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. Deb from Sacramento.
Hi, Deb. How are you?
Long time no speak to.
What's going on?
Good. I had to comment on your thing about TSA. I feel like Tom DeLonge has totally sold out our community, and I'm so disappointed. They've had almost a year and a half now since their big announcement, and all I've heard from them is crickets.
Yeah. Well, so, you know, it's unfortunate. We shall see. They've got 6 episodes that are going to pop up. My thing is, if you are so, I mean, if I put together a company like that, right? I'm selling stock, and I've got the CIA involved, and the Pentagon, and you know, it's crazy. Justice and Skunk Works, and man, Hal Puthoff, and you got all of this put together. You know, Jim Semivant. You got all of this put together. Isn't a TV series a little bit beneath you?
Wait, kind of a downgrade, huh?
That's, you know, and but then again, you know, it's ego driven, and that's all, you know. And okay, what's that guy's name? Louis Elizondo. When I say that guy, you know, I don't follow him, and I remember his name from last year. Okay, it's not on the front of me, but it is now. Okay, Louis Elizondo. So you've made him a star? Is it about that? I don't know what. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because it's going to be like, and I'm just warming everybody up. It's going to be like The Curse of Oak Island or Hunting Bigfoot. You know, you know the ending to the show, right? There isn't going to be, the Ark of the Covenant is not going to get dug out of Oak Island and presented on TV. It's not going to happen. I finally
gave up on that show 2 years ago.
Right. Well, it's fun. It's fun to watch. Okay, it's fun to watch. Boring. But you know the ending. You know, finding Bigfoot, hunting Bigfoot, whatever. Right? Do you honestly think, in watching that show, that on one night you're going to be watching and they are going to have a Bigfoot corpse on TV? Is that what you honestly think is going to happen? So in this TV series, with this, where they are talking about all of this stuff and all the testing and this and that and the video and the insiders and the authorization from the Pentagon releasing this and that, and they got the green light from the CIA. Do you honestly think that on this show, the ET question is going to get answered on prime time? No. Come on.
No.
It's not. It's not. Nope. It's not. It's not. It's not.
They're just doing it for money. And you know what?
Yes.
As far as the History Channel, I was watching a show a couple weekends ago on a Saturday, I think, called UFO Secret Cover-Ups. And guess who was on there doing some commentary, Jimmy?
Richard Dolan.
You.
Oh, I was on it?
Yeah, and it looked like probably old clips because, again, you're way skinnier now. You're bringing your sexy these days.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
But I kind of, there's Jimmy. And they had you in like 3 different spots. So
Well,
it was History Channel, UFO Secrets and Cover-Ups was the name of it.
Oh,
it was a good
okay.
show.
Well,
So I'd much rather watch that than any TSA thing.
They have so much footage of me. So I'm not sure where it came from, but they have so much footage that they can go and grab any. Because I just babbled, blah, 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 and talked about all these cases. And so, yeah, I'm sure that they just grabbed some clips and slapped me in there. They didn't ask. I didn't even know. You're telling me now. I haven't seen it. I didn't know it was on. So I guess I don't have to. They own me, right? They own me. They can do what they want. So there you go, Deb. I just don't want. Let's enjoy the show. TTSA. The question about UFOs is getting further out there into the public eye, and we can push this agenda forward. Just don't expect some big reveal. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's not. All right, Deb. Behave and be well. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Jimmy. You too. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great night. And and I'm not in any way, everybody, please understand where I'm coming from. I'm not poo-pooing the show. What I am saying is, why do the show? Why do it? If you're if you really have the answers, what are you doing with that? You need to go take your game back up to that New York Times level, the Wall Street Journal level. Take your game up. A scientific white paper release. That's what you do. You don't get the Curse of Oak Island special event for 6 episodes. Don't do it. Why? Ego and money, and I get that. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Chloe.
Hi, Chloe. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. I'm talking to you. Life is perfect.
I have something rather serious and I think important to talk about. Not that other people don't.
What's that?
When people like myself call, and I know that in the past with high anxiety based around things going on in my family and with my husband's health, under a lot of stress, I know that there have been times I probably sound a little off the wall because you can only handle so much stress. So the stress of dealing with things in life combined with the realization that you have been a part of something your entire life and suddenly seeing all these dots connect and realizing that all these experiences are connected. People like me may not say anything. They may not call in and talk to you or talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. They might be quiet because of the reception we sometimes get. I mean, before you had your phone changed over and you could hear other people, there was someone on the line laughing when I was talking. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't really help me,
Right.
So now with your new phone setup, I don't get to hear people laughing at me when why would I be comfortable sharing more when I feel like I'm already being ridiculed or laughed at for what I've already shared?
Right.
Right?
Right. Well,
so that's my...
Okay, and well, let's move on from that. I mean, I know that you feel that somebody was laughing at you when you were talking, and maybe they were. Maybe they were laughing at something in the background. Maybe they were laughing at me. I don't know. But I do agree with you that it is so important for people to take that first step to share their experiences. It's so important. And one of the reasons why they don't is just that they, it's private, it's personal, and they don't want to feel humiliated, and they don't want the backlash that comes from that. And we all understand that. Certainly I do. I say personal things all the time, and and I get the email, and I just chose to take the step forward, and hopefully that by me coming forward allows you to come forward and others to share their experiences on the show. Chloe, I have done over, I don't know, including Coast to Coast and everything else, I don't know, I've probably done 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 shows. That's a lot of shows. That's a lot of phone calls, and that's a lot of interaction with experiencers out there and abductees and people that have made contact. And they know that I've shared my experiences, so they're comfortable in doing that. And if that's the role that I'm playing, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm so out of the closet now that I can't get back in and shut the door.
Well, you know, these people that say people who have really had experiences don't talk about it. It's like that. It means that if you talk about it, you haven't really had an experience.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Like we want to.
I don't agree with that.
Right.
I don't agree with that at all. No.
It's like we want to hear from you. We want to hear your stories. But if you talk about it, then you haven't really had an experience. It's
right.
Well, how's that helpful?
Right.
But do you want to hear the most recent things that have happened or not? Quickly. Do you want me to tell you?
Well, we're against a break. I've got 90 seconds. So, Marset, go.
Okay. The most recent things that have happened is one night around 3 o'clock in the morning, my husband wakes up, and above my head on my side of the bed, spreading out about 5 feet, he said, he saw these squiggly lines. He said, as if they were made by a yellow pen light up on the ceiling. He said at first he thought it was just his eyes playing tricks on him, but he lay there and watched it, he said, for 15 seconds, and it slowly got smaller and smaller and smaller until it disappeared. And then he fell asleep. Then he woke up again, he rolled over, and he saw the time was 3:30. And the weirdest thing about this was that I got out of bed at 3:20. He said at 3:30 I was in bed. But when I was walking down the hallway to go into the kitchen at 3:20, I had this weird sensation. It was almost like being pulled back and then taking a step forward again. I can't explain it. It's really weird.
Wow.
So he says I'm in bed. I'm in the hallway. So I'm in two places at the same time. So that's one. And the other one, I was looking, I look up at the stars a lot, but it looked really strange. I don't know if it was Venus or Arcturus or whatever. It was really bright in the sky in the east around 5 in the morning a couple of weeks ago. And it looked even brighter. Something looked strange about it. So I got out the binoculars, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I see something, and it looks like two hubcaps on top of each other with, in the center of it, with these lines going vertical, as if it had like windows all the way around it. I don't know how else to explain it. And then 2 days later, I turn on Tyler's channel, the Secure Team.
Yep.
And he's got a video talking, and it shows something just like it. I'm like, someone else had seen something like it around the same time that I had. So I'm like, wow. And I had told my husband about it, and I called him in there. I go, this is it. This is what I was trying to tell you about.
That's cool. Send me the link. Send me the link from Tyler's channel. I want to see it, Chloe.
All right.
Okay.
I will do that, and I'll let you go.
And have a great night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Thank you, Chloe. And another great phone call right there. Let's see. Let's look at that. Let's run our next commercial. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It is Fadernight. It's open lines all night long. All right? It's really that simple. Now, listen to me. When you call in and I put you on hold, it's going to go silent. All right? It's that simple. I'm going to put you on hold. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with me.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas. Introducing the new Surfer Music app. Listen, Fadernight, you know I love my music. This is my go-to for all things notes. The Surfer app is a brand new concept in music listening. Surfer is free, providing unlimited access to thousands of live streaming radio stations. Surfer is an exciting, interactive listening experience. Discovery and surprise are built right in. Surfer is your destination to discover and rediscover great live streaming music. It features high-quality audio streams, free access to music from thousands of live streaming radio stations, unlimited listening, unlimited skipping. You get a music visualizer, and you can also select your favorite channels. Get it at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search Surfer Music or click on the Surfer banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Go Beckley Teppy.
Folks, this is very important information. What's to be said about CBD? AncientLifeOil.com. Our CBD is made from hemp and has 0.003 THC, which means this wonderful product won't get you high, no matter what amount you take. What does CBD do for the body? My hands are tied. But you can Google CBD benefits and be astounded. When you're finished reading, you'll want to log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. And purchase. Life is good when you feel good. People are tired of pain. People are asking for non-GMO organic products to help them with, you fill in the blank. Legal in 49 states, and again, our CBD is made from hemp. Ancient Life Oil is about helping people one by one by one. If you wonder how good the product is, the CEO takes it every day without miss. AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Have a great day.
You're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Reclaim your active lifestyle with Angioprim. Angioprim is the original liquid oral chelation supplement. Chelation helps remove toxins, heavy metals, and cholesterol in your veins and arteries that can cause blockages. Scientific research proves the active ingredient in Angioprim has superior oral chelation action that helps promote cardiovascular health. Find out more. Go to angioprim.com. Talk to a trained consultant by calling Angioprim toll-free 877-882-7221.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hey, it's Grace. Can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, you know, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight. Open lines all night long, and I do want to hear from you. I do. Yeah, TTSA, sure, we can talk about that. Antarctica, Brad Olson going down there this week. That was a very interesting show. We can talk about that. And with everything else that's going on, and of course, any sightings, anything that you've seen lately or any experiences, I do want to hear from you. 747-228-2051. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hello, my name's Denise.
Hi, Denise. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for taking my call, Jimmy Church. I like you.
Yeah, I like you too, Denise.
Thank you. So I have some things I want to talk about, like UFO experiences or seeing things in the sky, but I have a picture of one that I took, and I like sunsets and was taking a picture of the sunset, and it's in there. I didn't see it when I was taking the picture, but it's there after. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that happened, and then like 2 weeks later, there was a really big owl on the top of my roof. And then about 2 weeks after that, I was having like a breakdown, and I was driving, and I couldn't pull myself together. So I prayed, and within 24 hours, the prayer was answered. So I felt like it was like all connected. It was strange, but I did.
Owls and UFOs. That's a strange connection, isn't it?
It wasn't. I've heard it somewhere else. But once I heard that, I went, "Oh my God!" Because it was a huge owl. I mean, when I saw it, I thought, I've never seen an owl that big. And it was sitting on top of the apartment complex roof. I'd never lived in apartments before in my life, and I was really uncomfortable there. And I was searching. I had taken like a year to myself, and basically was spending it in solitude. And a lot of things happened within that year to show me the synchronicities and everything. It really is. It showed me so much, but I have so many unanswered questions because then, on August 31st of 2017, I saw the supermoon. It was just absolutely beautiful, and I was giving gratitude. And I literally just felt unbelievably grateful for what I was witnessing. And I said thank you to God and to the universe and to Mother Moon and to everybody. And I walked into the place that I was going, and it was a little crowded. So I thought, I'm going to walk back out to my car. I'm going to smoke, and then I'll come back in. And as I walked through the field that I just walked through, there was 2 moonflowers. So that brought a tear of joy to my eye because I thought that meant, hey, you can open your heart, right?
Right.
So I put the moonflowers in my hair, and I can't see them in the mirror to make sure they're going to stay because I want to press them when I get home. So I take a picture, and I'm just looking at the moonflowers, not at me. And I can't see whether they're in my hair well or not. So I took another picture. I looked at them like 2 days after I took them. And in the first picture, there's light, like a flash of light coming through. And in the second, there's actually a window. And you can see beings in that window. So it's dimensional. And so I kind of think I'm insane to think that you can, through the power of your gratitude, bring energy, and you can bring it to you at any time.
I want to see the picture that you took of the sunset. What did the craft look like in that picture?
It is 3 lights. I've got it on my computer. I'll post it on Twitter in a minute.
Yeah, what's your name on Twitter?
D-Rock.
D-Rock.
Yes, I did rock radio. The last thing that I did for a job. Well, no, right now I actually am employed. But the last gig that I had was radio.
The last gig. I like the way you say that. Yeah, I can tell you're in radio. So, yeah, post it and let me check it out.
Okay, I'll post my UFO pic, but the other one's even better. The dimensional pic's even better.
Well, post them, Denise. I can't be amazed if I don't see them.
I will.
Okay.
I will post it. And thank you for taking calls and doing open lines. That's really cool. Hey, did you start like paranormal radio, or did you start on like rock?
No, I was a sportscaster. I was in sports.
Really?
Yeah, before but I've been doing this for a long time now. But it's something that I've always wanted to do because of the research and my interest in UFOs my entire life. And not only UFOs, but it's everything that goes along with it, right? Ghost and time travel and all those really fun conspiracies out there. And so there you go. I just really enjoy it, and I found my bliss, Denise.
I'm happy you did, and you're sharing it. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jimmy Church.
Thank you, Denise. Denise Rock. Okay, post those. Okay, I'll talk to you.
I will.
Thank you so much. And you know what? I kind of fibbed there, though, in saying that I've found my bliss because, well, I have found my bliss. But you know what? One night I would like to go on, here in town, KLOS, right? And do some nighttime FM DJ stuff. I would love to be that guy. Late at night, and that is Steely Dan. You know what I mean? I would love to be the rock and roll DJ guy, and at least one night just to go and see what that experience is. It would just be incredible. So there you go. But yeah, I wouldn't change this for the world. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. It's Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
It's Thursday night, Dawn. You know the answer, Dawn. Life is great. So where are you calling from?
Northern California.
Northern Cal. What's on your mind?
Mm-hmm. Well, I actually wanted to corroborate with the gal that called right before this last lady. I've seen those light beams, and not only have I seen them, but my nephew and his girlfriend freaked them out. They actually left my house because they saw them.
What are they?
And pardon?
What are they?
I think they're dimensional beings. I don't think they're aliens.
You think they're okay? I can see that, some kind of energy from a dimensional being trying to communicate, maybe.
Yeah. So I'm able to see dimensionality, and I've had alien contact my entire life. So when you wanted to know yesterday, you were saying you wanted to talk about that. I think there's something that happened in 2018 that has kind of closed the abduction door in regard to actually. I think they're being more picky and choosy. And in 2018, I was taken, and I have actually. After I was taken to this concentration camp where there were a bunch of other alien beings and dimensionals. And when 2 days later, I woke up with my face blistered, and my eye was reshaped, and I have something in my gum. You can actually see it. And I don't know if, because I've always been contactee, I don't know if, I don't think that the invasive procedures that were done on me were done from an alien species. I think it was from our government or from something else.
I can understand that. And I've often suggested that too as well, Don.
Yeah, well, I've had black helicopters actually land. Well, not quite land. They're probably floating about 10 feet off of the ground on my street. But a year ago, a friend, who turned out to be a sort of a friend, lived upstairs from me, and her eyes actually shape-shift. So her eyes slit.
Oh, wow.
So they go, and her family is well known for this. They live in Scotland. She comes from Scotland. And I avoided meeting her when she first moved in. And she kind of forced me to meet her. She put her bracelet on my car so that I would have to give it back to her. She knew I would give it back to her, even though I've never met her in my life. So anyway, this person, in that last July, all of a sudden moved out. Just completely moved out of the area.
Wow.
And prior to her moving out, we had become friends, and she took me to this pub here in Northern California, and there were at least, I would say 13 different types of non-terrestrials, at least. And the energy in that place, it was freaky because it was frightening, but you know what it kind of felt like? As if you were in Star Wars and you go into that bar.
Yes.
That's what it kind of felt like. You know, you feel comfortable because they're 5-star shape, I guess is what Emery calls them.
Yeah. I would, every time I see that bar scene, it's affected all of us. But every time I see that bar scene, I think to myself, man, I would love to do that. Right? I would love to do that. I want to go back to the point that you made really quick, Dawn, about why these abductions, seem to have stopped. And I don't think the abductions really have stopped, but what I think is happening is that the media doesn't cover it. They're not interested in it. It used to be, they would have these abductees telling their stories on television all the time. It doesn't get the coverage anymore.
I don't think that's it at all. I think that the people that are affected don't want to come forward because if you've had so many experiences like I've had, like I said, mine has been a lifelong thing, and it goes back generations. And let me give you an example. My sister went to Italy this last summer, and she's at the Vatican. This is like the most crowded place you can go, right? Mm-hmm. Never an empty spot. All of a sudden, she turned around, and everybody was gone. Her tour group was gone. They were completely lost. A cardinal gave her a private tour, even drove her around in his car, and I've got pictures, and spent the rest of the afternoon with her and her 2 companions.
How did that happen?
My sister, exactly. How does that happen?
Right.
My other sister, she called in, and she's able to get someone to talk to her from the Vatican, and because she does like genealogy, and she was going through our line, and she actually has talked to them in the library at the Vatican. And
that is trippy.
Let me add the cherry to the top. My family is from New Mexico. Guess what part? Roswell.
Right.
And we've had generations of family in New Mexico, not just like, we lived there for a minute and then we moved. No, generations. So it's, I think that there are, like other people have said, there are lines of people, lineages, that's the reason why they do this 23andMe now. They're trying to locate who and what, because we're at a precipice, as you know, that we're going to have the ascension coming through, and all of this, they want to control it as much as they can, but some people are just, like you said, that they're crystal people. They're just going to magnify, and I think that the crystal people or the people that are in that those different lineages are like dimensions. Not dimensions, but portals. That's a better word.
Right.
Portals or other.
Yeah, Dawn, you may be right. I don't know what's going on with this abduction phenomenon. I didn't want to suggest that abductions or contact wasn't happening anymore. But I wanted to ask the obvious question: why aren't we hearing about them? Why isn't the media, if you go back, like I was, saying, Larry King or, all the TV talk shows and stuff where they would have people on there talking about their abduction experience, it's like ended, and I have no idea why. There's a lot of it going on out there, and for some reason it just seems to have stopped. Well, Dawn, enjoy the rest of your weekend and the show tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too, Dawn. Thank you so much. Great phone call. It could be that people are not talking about their experiences. It could be just that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It just seems that there was so much coverage, and there was not only on the late night talk shows that I was talking about, like Larry King and what have you, in the daytime talk shows, but in different programming that was going on. It seems like it was always covered, and it's not anymore. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Oh, this is Ricky from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Ricky from Pennsylvania. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's on your mind?
Oh, I was calling in about experience I had, probably 16 years ago.
What happened?
So, well, have you ever slept with a weighted blanket?
Have I? No. Is there?
Right,
okay. I didn't know
it's
there was
kind of
such
hard to explain. It might be like a sleep paralysis situation.
Okay.
But I don't think it was because my wife experienced it at the time too.
Right. What happened?
We had our 1-year-old sleeping between us. This was probably late 2001, early 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up, and it just felt like this great big weight was on me. And the room felt really ominous. And I said to my wife, "Do you feel that something isn't right?" And I'm just kind of laying there for a couple minutes.
You need to speak up, Ricky. You're drifting.
Oh, sorry. I said to my wife, "Do you feel that?" Because the room felt really heavy. And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, something don't feel right." So I ended up snatching up my little girl, and then we run down to my mom's house. And we didn't even take time to put our slippers or nothing on like that. And that was kind of the gist of the experience. But a couple years later, I was single then. I had the same experience. But this time I looked up, and it looked like a figure was sitting in my computer chair. It was actually blocking the light from my computer screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up standing up in the middle of my bed with my fists up. I thought somebody was in the house. And then within a few seconds, it just kind of was gone out of existence. I could see the computer screen again.
So what do you think?
Yes, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I've lived in places that I consider haunted and stuff before, and it was just a different experience. I kind of thought maybe alien, but I haven't had any other experiences behind that.
Right. So that was the only one, but you shared it with your wife, which is what does she think happened?
Well, we're separated now. I don't know. It's really we didn't really talk much about it after that. My mom was kind of all freaking out because she's always had psychic experiences and stuff like that, and that's what she kind of leaned towards too, was like an alien thing. But again, I don't have any clue. It's just kind of weird, and wanted to share the experience with you and see what you thought.
Well, did you have anything in the news or your neighbors or anybody talk about any sightings that happened on that night?
No, nothing that I know of.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's real strange.
And what about, was this in the suburbs? Do you have close neighbors close by?
This was in just a little town, so yeah, it was a trailer park. There's close neighbors. When we ran outside, there wasn't any bright lights or nothing like that I remember. At that point, my main purpose was getting down to my mom's, but I remember the stones on my feet and all that. It was a pretty surreal experience.
Yeah. Wow. Scary when that happens. I've had my experience, which was not quite like yours, but it did happen, when I was alone in the middle of the night. I still can't explain what happened. Mine lasted for about 15 minutes. And it caused me, I don't know about you, Ricky, but it caused me to sleep with the lights on and the TV on after that forever, right? And to this day, Rita forces me to turn off the TV.
Really?
And even that has happened recently, but I used to sleep with the TV on and the lights on. I just can't. I'm getting better with it. Now I do turn off the lights, but I used to sleep with the lights on. It messed with me.
Well, I kind of, after a couple of days, put that first experience off, but then a couple years later when that happened to me again in but seeing that figure sitting in my chair, it was really weird because I knew something was there because it was actually blocking the light from my computer screen. You could see the glow around it.
Yeah, same thing happened to me. It was, the experiences are very similar, and it's there. Nobody's going to take that away from you or tell you that it didn't happen because it did. Nobody's going to tell me it didn't happen. It was my imagination because it wasn't. It was a very long traumatic experience. Mine lasted for 15 minutes with this thing standing there. It was a trip, man. And the only time it's happened, though, it didn't repeat itself. So,
right. Well, the first time I didn't see anything. It was just that feeling.
Yeah, I get it. Well, there you go, Ricky. Thank you for sharing that with us. And when you share it, always remember that when you share something like this, it allows somebody else to get comfortable and to share their experience too as well. Right. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. You have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy the rest of the show and your weekend. That's Ricky from Pennsylvania. And before I head to the break and, calls continue to flood in, just going to let everybody know this is how it goes down, okay? All right, I'm going to put you on hold, and then things go silent. It's that simple. I'm going to put you on hold, and things are going to go silent. That's it. That's all it means. It's not that big of a deal. You're not getting hung up on. It's just being put on hold. And this is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. Are you ready? It's 747-228-2051. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. And last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously. Go Beckley Tappy. Do you want to be an official Fadernaut? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Introducing the new Surfer Music app. Listen, Fadernauts, you know I love my music. This is my go-to for all things notes. The Surfer app is a brand new concept in music listening. Surfer is free, providing unlimited access to thousands of live streaming radio stations. Surfer is an exciting, interactive listening experience. Discovery and surprise are built right in. Surfer is your destination to discover and rediscover great live streaming music. It features high-quality audio streams, free access to music from thousands of live streaming radio stations, unlimited listening, unlimited skipping. You get a music visualizer, and you can also select your favorite channels. Get it at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search Surfer Music or click on the Surfer banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Go Beckley Tappy.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
If you have hard water, the lime scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate lime scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Are you intrigued by paranormal talk radio? You'll love the new paranormal radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the paranormal radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the paranormal radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight's Fadernight. Open lines all night long, 747-228-2051. I do want to hear from all of you. Got some breaking news that I got to get to you. Parts of New Zealand, the city of Christchurch is in lockdown at the moment as police respond to a reported mass shooting at a mosque. A gunman entered the mosque and started shooting. There is an active shooter right now. Witnesses describing a gunman entering the mosque and opening fire. That's all I've got at the moment. And as it breaks, I will get everything to you and updated. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. It's Marilyn.
Hi, Marilyn. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yes, and that's it? You're just doing good?
Well, I have a story to share. I hope it's not echoing because I'm on speaker, and for some reason, if I take you off speaker, I can't hear you.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on with my phone.
Yeah, well, take me off the speaker.
Hello?
Okay, now can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, it's not letting me hear you when I take you off speaker.
It's weird. Okay, all right. So share with us. What have you got?
Okay, so back in January, I went to Mexico, and we were riding back from one town to another. It was me and my parents and two other family members, and they were talking about like all these stories, like all these, in Mexico it's a huge thing. Like they believe in witches and stuff. And there is one story my dad was telling me, some guy he knew in town that one night he woke up and, he went out to the field, farm, start taking care of stuff, and he saw these 3 little kids. And he thought it was somebody else's kids from that same town. And I'm just like, that's really weird. Like, I started thinking, I was like, I don't think it's 3 kids that would be running around the field at like 5 in the morning.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's like 3 little ETs. And then my dad has told me he's like seen he says it's a witch, but I'm pretty sure it's the UFO. But he says like he's seen like these lights that just float around and just shoot up in the sky.
And what do you think?
I think it's an ET. I think it's like a UFO because the way they describe it, that's what it like sounds to me.
Right. When did this happen?
Oh, this was like back in their teenage years when they were younger.
Oh, I was hoping it was like last week.
I know. I've never heard of my parents talk about stuff like this, and it just like really surprised me when they're like, oh, well, I've seen this and I've seen that, and it's a witch and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that doesn't really sound like a witch to me. That sounds like an ET or a UFO floating around the air.
Isn't it funny how your parents keep stuff from you? Right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And all of a sudden, one day, something like that happens. You're like, wait a minute. You've been with me this whole time? You never knew? Oh, I think that's awesome. And what other secrets do they have? It sounds like you got lucky with them sharing that one with you.
I don't think they have any other secrets, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Come on, Marilyn. Stop
with
that.
They haven't ever told me anything else besides that. So.
Oh, your parents are loaded with secrets.
I bet they are.
Marilyn, enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a great night. That's a great phone call. Your parents, oh, man, I don't want to know. And neither do you. You don't want to know. Oh, man, the stuff that Rita and I keep from our kids, oh, geez. And that's just the way. Oh, that's great. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Nicholas. How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing good, Nicholas. How are you, my man?
I'm doing good tonight. Hey, we talked a few months back about a black triangle that I saw once, if you remember that call.
A black triangle phone call on Fade to Black. Nicholas, it's never happened.
Yes, I know. I'm unique.
So, but go ahead. What's on your mind?
Well, real quick, I had another experience about 15 years ago that I can mention real quick. I was sitting on the couch with my girlfriend at the time, and we were watching TV. And the way the living room was set up is to the right of the TV was like a handrail with steps that led down to the front door.
Right.
Okay. So out of the corner of my eye on the steps, I saw a black shape, man shape.
And?
Well, it didn't do anything. It was just like, but it was solid black. It wasn't like a shadow on the wall where you'd still see like the texture or whatever. It was just solid black.
Right.
And it was middle of the afternoon, bright day, light coming in from outside, so it wasn't like someone standing in the front door and their shadow coming in or anything like that.
Right.
But when I looked over at it, it was gone. So I just brushed it off. Never mind. Trick of the eye. Until I realized that my girlfriend was sitting there frozen, and she's like, "Did you see that?"
There you
my
go.
Hair's, oh my God. I was
right.
like, on the stairs? And she's like, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened next? Anything?
Nothing. I mean, she's like, what do we do? And I'm like, well, it's apparently gone and we're okay. So you want to leave? Yep. Okay. So we just left. But
that
was our only experience there. Her younger brother and sister both had other experiences in the house too. That was the only thing we ever had.
You guys both saw a ghost or an entity or something.
Whatever, yeah.
Wow, that is cool. That's real cool. Check this out. It's so much better when you see something together, right? You have somebody not only to back up your story, right? Because you don't want to think you're crazy. There's that part. But the other part, it's a shared experience, right? You guys share it together. Rita and I, we were at a stoplight here in the valley, the busiest street in the valley, and I see Rita looking up. Now I'm driving, okay? She's in the passenger seat, and this wasn't that long ago. This was like, where are we? We're in 2019, so I think this was last summer, and she says. And I see her looking up out of the window, and then she looks out the back window, looks out the side to the back of the car. Me, I have to drive, right? The light turns green. We were stopped at a stoplight. And so now I'm driving, and she goes, this little craft came down right above the car in the windshield. I said, what? She goes, yeah, it was clear glass. It was round. And I said, how big was it? She goes, it wasn't that big. It was, a few feet. What? Right? Crazy. And she said it flew over the car, and she watched it fly away to the back of us. I didn't see it. And she was freaking out. Yeah, she was freaking out. And I didn't see it. And so what I am saying is you guys got to see that together. Right, and I would have done anything to see what Rita was watching, and we were right there in the front seat. We're in the car together, and I missed it, and I'm just so bummed out. And her description was pretty crazy too, as well. If you ever get to meet Rita, ask her about that and let her describe it to you. It was like awesome. It was a clear miniature flying saucer, disc shape.
Hey. What do you make of this? This was from a driver's seat perspective once, and I was the only one in the car, but I guess I can't think of anything better called than a meteor, but it seemed so much bigger and faster than a meteor. It would, if I held out a pea, an outstretched hand, it'd be about that size in the sky.
Right.
And it was nighttime. It was dark. But the object was black, but it was big enough that I could see, definition of it, like a craggy, round rock.
Right.
But it had a bright green glow around it and a bright green streaking tail, and it just came shooting straight down in front of me and then below the horizon. But at the size and speed of it, I expected to see a massive explosion and feel it, but there was nothing.
Yeah, I saw the same thing once. Nicholas, I saw the exact same thing, and it was here in the valley, and it was coming from the south, going to the north, and I could see the whole thing. I could see the rock, I could see the smoke tail, and I could hear it. And it was not that high above me. It was probably, a few thousand feet, maybe. I don't know. It was low. Anyway, I'm watching it, and it went right over. What the crazy thing was, it stayed flying. It didn't, and it wasn't really going that fast. It was going fast, but I could hear it crackling, right?
Wow.
And it goes right
past. Is that maybe
past.
like a falling satellite or something?
No, it was definitely a meteorite. Anyway. It continued straight and then went over the mountains to the north of Burbank, where the mountains kind of curve around. We're surrounded. We live like in a giant crater, right? It's mountains on all sides. That's why it's called the valley, right? So anyway, it went to the north side of the valley and went down behind the mountains. And all I could think of is that thing's going to crash somewhere. I didn't see it crash. But that was a giant meteorite. Nothing in the news. Nobody talked about it. Yeah, it was the craziest thing. And this was in the middle of the day, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was just dumbfounded. It was the coolest thing ever. Nicholas, enjoy the rest of the show and your weekend.
Hey, real quick, I got a question.
Yeah.
How do you take your coffee?
Cream.
Just a little cream?
Yep.
Okay. I bought some Fade to Black a while back, and it is worth the hype. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's the best, man. I'm drinking it right here with a little shot of cream. That's how I do it. Sometimes I drink it black, but no sugar. Have a great night, Nicholas.
You too. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Great phone call right there. I did. I saw this meteorite just flew right over me in front of everybody. Traffic. And I'm standing out there, and I remember there was a few people around me. We all watched it, and it wasn't like we were watching a UFO or anything. You know, it was just a meteorite. Well, it's a meteor until it hits the Earth, right? Okay, so it's a meteor. It's a meteorite once it hits the Earth. I think that's the correct definition. But yeah, it just lasted a while too. It seemed to me, I'm like, how is it staying up there? It's not really going that fast, or it didn't look like it was going that fast. But the same thing though. I remember there was something green about it, like it was burning, but it looked like a crusty rock. Yeah, it really happened. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Karen from Seattle.
Hi, Karen from Seattle. Okay, are you here to Are you here to cause trouble? Tell me the truth.
Of course I am.
Okay,
of course I am.
What's going on tonight, Karen? You know, Twitter's lighting up. Okay, all right, let's.
Oh, of course it is.
Yes.
So I'm finally going to come out and tell my red ship story.
Let's
I'll try and do it quickly.
Let's do this.
Yeah. So, you know, I've already told you, called in, and, you know, my dad was at Grand Forks and Malmstrom, and we were there during the whole UFO flap. And
right.
So you already know that part about my history. Okay. So when I was very small, before any of that happened, I was very small, like maybe 3 or 4 years old. I was homesick. I used to get every cold and flu that came down the pike, and so I was home sick, and I was upstairs in my bedroom taking a nap, and I woke up. I was about 3 or 4 years old. Woke straight up and looked out my window, and then got out of my bed and went downstairs. We were in a duplex, 2-story. Went downstairs. This is in North Dakota. Went to the left, went down the stairs, went to the left, went into my kitchen, walked to the back kitchen door. There's a door to the basement on my left and a door to the garage on my right. Looked out the kitchen window, which is straight ahead at me, and above the one tree that we had on the block, which is in our backyard, above that tree, there was a red UFO. It was smallish, maybe 30 feet long.
Huh.
It was a parallelogram. It was rectangular, but it was slanted front and back. The sides were just a dusty brick red. It looked like it was segmented. It had 2 graspy claws on the front, and there were 2 guys sitting in the front. The front was enclosed in like a see-through.
What?
Yep, see-through material.
What?
Yep. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
It gets better. Okay.
I'm sitting there staring out the window, looking at this ship. And my mom comes over and she says, "Sweetheart, what's the matter? You feel okay?" And I looked. I didn't even pay attention to her. I turned and I looked at my dad, who was making salad for dinner. I looked at my dad and I said, "Daddy, don't let them find me. They're looking for them. Daddy, please don't let them find me." And my dad dropped the silverware. He looks at me. He walks to the door in front of me, closes the little drapes that we had, looks at my mom and says, "Get her back upstairs and put her back to bed." And I looked at my dad one more time. I said, "Please, Daddy, don't let them find me."
Now, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Hang on a second.
Okay, all right.
I walk upstairs with my mom, go back into my bedroom, I crawl over the bed. Now remember, I'm 3 or 4 years old when this happens. I look back out the window, and that ship has moved from over the tree to over one of the street lights a little farther down on the road. And it's kind of sitting at an angle, butt down a little bit. And the guy in the front, there's 2 guys in the front of that ship, swear to God, turns and looks right in my bedroom window, looks right at me, and he is pissed off. And I said, Mommy, there it is. There's the ship. Don't let them find me, Mommy. And my mom's looking at the window. She said, honey, I don't see anything. And I sat down on the bed, and I just couldn't even say anything.
What did he look like? What did the pissed off guy look like?
Both of them, they were wearing like just red coverall kind of one-piece things. There was a silver belt with like little square things.
You could see their whole body?
I could see their whole body. Black gloves. Their skin was very silver, but they looked human-ish. Their features were a little more exaggerated than human, and they were wearing very dark black glasses, goggle things, visor somethings over their eyes. Their skin was silver, their hair was silver, and the guy who was closest to me was extremely angry, and it was like he was sitting in one chair, and then up a little bit, like maybe a couple of feet, there was like another level, and there was another guy sitting over in that chair, and all of a sudden they like spun on the butt end of that ship, spun and took off. And about a minute later, we heard the alert aircraft take off. Now, for those of you who've never been on an Air Force base, if alert aircraft take off, it's fighter planes, and they take off like every 10 to 15 seconds. And they are after something.
Right.
These things came because we lived at kind of the back end of the runway to the base. And these things came screaming over the house.
When you say
and catch this thing,
Karen, let me jump in, and we're going to head towards a break here. So I want to get this out as quick as I can. When you're describing these individuals, how far away was this craft? It sounds like it was right next to the house. I mean, for you to be able to, especially at that age, retain and see with such clarity, how far away were they?
They were, I don't know, 50 feet. We had like this huge backyard, went down out into a field, and we had one tree that was at the very back of our yard.
Right.
And then there was like telephone poles or street lamps or something that was beyond that, maybe electrical poles that were taller. So 50 feet for the first one, and then it was further back.
And your mom,
when I got back up to my bedroom.
And your mom didn't see anything.
My mom couldn't see anything. I have a feeling my dad could see it perfectly well.
That's what I was just going to say. Your dad knew exactly what was going on.
Yep.
Wow, incredible. That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that with us. When you look back in this memory, and especially at that age, do you think that any of it is imagination? You know what I mean? That the original event was real, but that over the years, the craft got redder, their skin got silverier, you know. I mean, do you think it's changed over the years?
No, and I'm 57 now. I have thought about this, and I kid you not, every single day since it happened. Every single day, this is the first thing I think of when I wake up.
Wow. Oh, that's an amazing experience. Amazing. And they were there for you. Yeah.
Well, I don't really think so. There was a resolution that happened last August to that, but I'm still trying to figure out that first part of who the hell are they and why are they here doing what they do?
Yeah, and this was at Malmstrom?
I'm just trying to find. This was in Grand Forks.
Oh, Grand Forks.
North Dakota.
Very interesting, and that was definitely a scramble. So they knew that the craft was there.
Somebody knew something was doing something.
Including
you
your
don't send
dad.
up alert aircraft like that.
That's
including
right.
my dad.
That's right. Karen, thank you for sharing that. And now that you freaked me
Thanks for
out,
letting me.
now I'm freaked out for the rest of the night, but thank you.
I'll call later and give you the resolution part that happened last summer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Karen.
Okay. Thanks, Jimmy.
Have a great night, and let's get this commercial in. It's Thursday night. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Fadernight. I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas.
Poor water quality is a major health issue, and it's only getting worse. Municipalities can't keep up, standards have dropped, and pollutants are increasing. Where does it all end? It ends by keeping the pollutants outside of your home with HydroCare's advanced systems available at Wave Home Solutions. No less than the best purification materials and processes have been developed by HydroCare to provide you with healthy, clean water for drinking, cooking, and showering. HydroCare far surpasses the competition in removing chlorine, odors, iron, lead, chemicals, limescale, and much more. Don't settle for less when it comes to your water. We'll take care of the toughest water problems for you, whether it's from a city or well source. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 888-997-WAVE. That's 888-997-WAVE. Or go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
Does your basement or crawl space have a damp, musty smell? Well, watch out. That's a sign of too much moisture and not enough ventilation. And that can mean increased mold growth and the buildup of harmful toxins and gases. Don't bother with a dehumidifier. It just circulates the same unhealthy air. Now there's a better way to remove these dangers and odors. It's with the computerized Wave Moisture Control Unit that reduces moisture and expels pollutants.
We replaced our old dehumidifier with the Wave unit, and in only 3 weeks, our basement is dry and the musty smell is gone.
Wave units require no maintenance, no buckets of water or filters, and costs only pennies a day to run. Breathe better, live healthier with an affordable, no-maintenance Wave unit. Call 888-717-WAVE, 888-717-WAVE, or visit dryhealthyhome.com, dryhealthyhome.com.
Ride the wave. Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
So are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system. And get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger-looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. And like me, you'll be glad you did.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. Get back to calls in just a second. Call-in number is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. And an update on what's going on over in New Zealand. It turns out reports are that 2 mosques were attacked. One person is in custody. They are looking, they don't know if it was one shooter or 2. And that at one mosque, the shooting continued for 10 to 15 minutes of continuous fire. No reports on fatalities at this point, and I'll keep everybody posted as we move along. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Aaron Summers calling.
Aaron, how are you, man?
Hey, man. Wow, I can't believe I'm on your show, dude.
Well, dude, you are.
I'm from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin.
You're from Wisconsin. Oh, very cool.
Yes, sir.
Very cool. What's on your mind tonight?
Well, I mean, we can go down a lot of roads, I guess.
Well, take me down one. Take me down one road.
Okay, sir. Sleep paralysis.
Okay. I'm listeing. Yeah, Aaron, let's go. You bring up
hey,
sleep.
Man,
you bring up.
You know, I couldn't move, and I could see a very dark shadow standing over me, and it freaked me out. But I have actually a long history of aliens, and never been able to talk about it. Obviously, my family thinks I'm out of my mind, but
what part of Wisconsin?
I've been listening to your show, so
what part of Wisconsin?
Madison.
Oh, you're in Madison. I got you. Okay. So
and actually, you talked about seeing a meteor, and I actually seen one too, and it was just huge, man. It was just. I just happened to walk out, and I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was massive, dude. It was like just a big ball of fire.
Yeah. Let's get back to the sleep paralysis. So, what do you think? What do you think happened? What did the being look like?
It was just dark, and when you're in that particular arrangement, I guess maybe you could call it, but I just made out his face, and it was just standing over me.
How long did it last?
Probably longer than I wanted it to. A minute, maybe 2 minutes.
Right. And then you were able to move. And how did the being leave or disappear?
I would say that just me acknowledging him, because I kind of flipped him the finger a little bit.
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's kind of what I went through
couldn't
too.
Move.
How old were you? When did this happen?
Actually, this instance where I actually seen a being happened last year.
Okay. So the sleep paralysis was
more recent, but
you've
when
had
I was a kid.
Yes.
When I was a kid, I had many things. I didn't know if it was demonic or aliens, but me and my brother had bunk beds, and I would wake up underneath his bed, which I was on the top bed.
Right.
So I would wake up underneath his bed with, I had the rail guards, all that stuff, man. And I don't know if I have a demonic presence, but it has literally haunted me my whole life, Mr. Church.
But you're saying demonic. I mean, are you religious? Why would you go on the demonic side of things if you...
No. What I'm saying is I don't know what it is.
Right.
I don't know if it's alien or...
Have you ever seen...
The only time I've seen something was recently. And I did see like a dark entity, and it was just kind of hovering over me. I couldn't pick out any sort of features at all. It was just basically a shadow.
Right. What about lights in the sky? Anything going on outside of the house when these things happen?
Lights outside? No. Unfortunately, the only thing I can throw back is back when my grandma used to talk about stuff. But.
Right. And what about the rest of your family? Yes,
my grandma can. If you want me to talk about that.
Well, what I'm asking is the nights that you're having these visitations. Anybody else in the house talking about this too as well?
No, sir.
So it's not like the house is haunted. It's not like the house is haunted.
But that may well be, but it continues with me.
So you don't live at home now?
Yes, I own an apartment.
No, that's what I mean. You don't live with your parents anymore. You live on your own.
No, sir.
And this is following you.
Yes.
Wow, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, and if it happens again, call me back and just try to remember as much as you can. I mean, with my experience, it wasn't a dark shadow figure. It was just somebody standing in my room, a little guy that was standing there, and I could make out everything, and it was pretty trippy.
Well, yeah, it was. So we're at the point where, obviously I can't move.
Right.
And what I could pick out, and I actually went to other places where they never really talked to me, but one time it did talk to me.
What did he say?
It was freaky.
What did he say?
Well, I put up a finger, and he said, that sounds nice.
Really? Oh, man. So
it freaked me out.
It still does. Yeah, it sounds like you didn't freak him out. Wow. Wow, that's pretty scary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, keep me posted. If you get another visitation, call into the show and share it with us.
Awesome, Jim.
Thank you so much, Aaron.
And man, you do a great job, man. I love you, man.
Yeah, love you back, Aaron. Okay? And enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, dude.
Yep. And
later, man.
Yeah, seriously, thank you. And it's important for everybody to have the comfort zone of calling in. Call into the show, share your experience. That's a big step for everybody. And Aaron, thank you for sharing that with us. I remember, I think it was Jay Widener when he was staying at René-le Chateau. I think it was Jay when he got to spend the night there and had that being come into the room and the dark shadow figure and came up over his bed. Somebody needs to help me out in Twitter. Was that Jay Widener that told us that story? Pretty incredible. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Yo, Jimmy.
Yo.
What's up, man? It's Jeremy.
Hey,
a long time, dude.
Wow. How are you?
Time. Oh, man. Just been going through, the journey of life. But I still listen to you. I got disconnected from you for a while, but, I'm kind of getting plugged back in.
Right on.
And recently I've been looking at a lot of this stuff that's going on, and it's just crazy.
Like what?
I've been listening to, yesterday I listened to Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock. He was on Joe Rogan, and they were talking about, the evidence of the ice caps melting suddenly, and it's crazy, they got all this evidence, and then I listened to you, and there's all these different ideas, there's a 911 conspiracy theorist, there's all this shit going on, but to me, it's like taking everybody's focus away from really what's going on, And they have all these different things.
Well, what do you think is really going on? You know what? Let me
honestly, to me, you want to hear my theory?
Sure.
And this is just my theory. And I think that they have been building these underground bases, and they have this breakaway culture. Richard Dolan, brilliant guy, if you ask me, brilliant. But there is this breakaway civilization, and they have been doing this stuff. They've been doing psychological operations, keep our mind on different things, the terrorists and all this other stuff, and keep us confused. Don't let us get into a group consciousness. Does that make sense?
Well, if that is what is going on, that makes perfect sense.
There's evidence. There's evidence of it.
Sure, there is.
And why are they doing it?
Sure.
Why are they doing it? Because there's evidence of impacts, and that's what I think that the breakaway culture is for, is try to survive if something like that happened, because there's evidence that happened 13,000 years ago. Or, I don't know the dates specifically, but you know what I'm talking about?
When I was in eighth, Jeremy, I was in eighth grade, and I was taking an Indiana history class. And my teacher said this to me. This would have been 1977, 76, 77. Right in there.
1 year old.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And he says this. He goes, the reason why Indiana is flat to the north and we have mountains to the south of Indianapolis is that we were covered by miles of ice, and there was a glacier that covered North America, and when it came across, it leveled out all of the land. He said, so you can look at this map right here, and you can look at Canada, and you can look across the United States, and you can see where the mountains start, right? So he's describing this, and he says to the class, and it messed me up for my life. He goes, just imagine looking straight up at a mile or two of ice.
Or two.
And I was like, whoa, that is heavy, right? That is, literally that is heavy, but that is heavy. And I'm trying to picture this. And he's giving us the timeline, 10,000 years ago, the Ice Age ended and everything melted. And this is what we've got here now. And this is what I was taught by this teacher in class 35, 40 years ago. I'm 55, so that would have been, 42 years ago. And I don't know.
Knowledge of this.
Well,
obviously.
But it confirms what Graham and others, we all know about the Ice Age, but the point is that it covered everything. And when it did melt, the sea levels changed a lot.
400 feet, they think.
That's right. That's right. And imagine
That's an event.
Imagine if that happened today. Imagine if that happened today. Yeah. If the sea levels rose like that, what would happen? You know, Manhattan's
Los Angeles gone, New York City gone, Miami gone.
Gone.
Hong Kong gone.
Gone.
London gone.
Gone.
And they want to take our focus away from that because they can't. To my theory is they can't take us all. You know, they want a certain. The elite. You know, I'm talking about the 1%ers. You know,
well,
maybe certain musicians. That's my theory.
No, your theory I think is very correct and on the point. And this is the thing. Back in the day, 20 years ago, back in the day, going all the way back through history, it was difficult for people to share information. You had books.
Oh, you're damn right.
Yeah, you had books, you had magazines, and you had your voice, right? And so to share knowledge was difficult. Today, it ain't that kind of party. Today, we can share stuff instantly, right? Everything is accessible now. They don't have the control that they once had, and it is great. It's a great time to be on this planet because we are learning.
I agree.
Yep. The knowledge is
there.
Go
back Go baby.
Well, that's another perfect example. If they wanted to keep Göbekli Tepe buried 50 years ago, not literally buried, but the knowledge of it, you would have you'd have to go to Syria to go and see it. But if they didn't want you to know about it, you wouldn't have found out. And how many other examples of I say this all the time, Jeremy. How many other examples like Göbekli Tepe are out there that we don't know about? How many?
They're there.
Of course they're there.
They're there. They're probably buried. If something like that happens, they'll bury complete civilizations. There'll be remnants of it. Like the reason that we have the remnants of these civilizations is because they etched in stone. That's very hard to erase.
Well, why do you think they're suppressing this information?
Just like I said, I think there's a breakaway culture. I agree with Richard Dolan. And I think that there are certain people that they're going to allow into this breakaway civilization if something like that does happen.
You need to speak up, Jeremy. You're making really good points, but nobody can hear you.
Okay. Let me here. I'll just get on my phone. I'll get off my. Give me just a sec. Give me one.
Oh, you can't do the. Okay.
Is that better?
Okay.
Sorry.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah. Now we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry. No, I just agree with Richard Dolan, and some of the other people. There's lots of interesting theories and. Their knowledge of culture and of geology and all this is starting to come together is what the thing is. These myths, they're not myths. Some of it maybe was exaggerated, but that's what it is to me.
But why? I can understand.
I think it sucks. I think it sucks because I've got children and grandchildren. If there is a breakaway civilization, they're planning for something that may happen. I believe that my children are just as important as theirs, and if they've been expressing this knowledge, because they can't let it out, because if they did, it would be fucking pandemonium.
Don't cuss. You can't cuss. Don't cuss.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got to keep your language clean. Beep. Is this? I understand covering. I understand covering up a breakaway civilization in a secret space program. I understand that.
Yeah.
But why cover up?
And I think that adds into it.
But why cover up ancient history? What are they afraid of?
Because it points to what I'm talking about, that they knew this kind of stuff happened, and they built cave complexes, and they put stuff in stone, and they looked at the stars, and they knew this stuff happened, and luckily there were some of them that survived, and we was able to come back up through civilization, but it was very tough.
No, I understand
and it took a long time.
Yeah, I understand that, Jeremy. I really do. What I am trying to wrap my head around is why hide ancient history? We can handle the truth. What is it? What is the big secret that you need to withhold from us from our past? If we have a secret space program and they're going off planet and they're taking our best and brightest scientists and building building something else out there, well, we need to expand to the stars.
On the moon.
Okay.
On the moon.
Right.
I agree.
Right. All right. But why hide ancient history?
Because it ties in. Because it ties in. to what may happen in the future. I mean, the history repeats itself. We've always been told that. And if we look back in the past and see what happened, we may see that they may happen again. And I think that's why they want to suppress it, because those people knew that kind of shit happened. God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
that
okay.
kind of stuff happened.
Well,
that kind of stuff happened.
Are you suggesting?
Anyway, that's my theory, man.
Well, Rabbi Ariel Bar-Zadok, who's been on this show, he's great. He suggests that we had ancient civilizations here that did split. They left. You know,
I kind of agree with that too, in a a certain way. But yeah, they had you think maybe they left?
Yes,
that's possible. That's possible. You know,
another version of a
I don't
breakaway
disagree with that.
civilization. Right.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. The more that, Jeremy,
it's mind-boggling.
As these days and shows go from weeks to months to years, the more that I find out and the more that I research, I'm learning a lot. And then at the same time, I've got more and more questions. That's it. And it's like endless. It just doesn't stop, and I can't figure it out. It goes all the way to like what I was saying today earlier in the program about this new show by Tom DeLonge, right? This new thing coming out on the History Channel.
Man,
he's
hokey, if you ask me.
What's the deal with it? Why do it? Why do that show? Why do the UFO version of Finding Bigfoot or the UFO version of The Curse at Oak Island? Why do that show? What's the benefit of that show when nothing's going to be revealed?
I don't. It's psyop. If you ask me, it could be some type of psyop to distract us from what's really happening. Maybe that's his way into that freaking, counterculture, or breakaway civilization. Who knows? I don't know, but possible. I think he's hokey.
Well, I think he's committed.
That's my opinion.
I think he's committed. The part that trips me out about Tom, he's got all the money in the world. He can go and influence. He can open up the doors with his celebrity. All of that is obvious. I would do the same thing if I was in his shoes. No question about it.
Maybe I would too. I would too, probably.
I'm sitting on $100 million.
But I don't know, man.
I'm sitting on 100 large. I'm going to go and figure out this UFO thing. But
what's your question with him then?
My
guess
question,
I'm not getting the point.
Well, is this when he was on Joe Rogan and he whipped out that fake TR3B video and showed that to Rogan. Okay, well, go and watch it. And he shows this bogus video to Rogan. Now, I don't like the way Rogan handled himself, and I found that very offensive. And I usually
really like Joe handled himself. I really like it.
But in this case, he's rolling his eyes. But anyway, that's not my point. My point is Tom thought that video was real. And Tom rolled that video on a podcast that is going to be watched by millions of people. And out of those millions of people, 100% of them know that is a bogus video. But Tom thinks it's real.
Play it into it.
Right. Tom thinks it's real. Tom thinks it's real so much so that he played it for Joe Rogan, expecting Joe to go, dude, that's incredible. I can't believe I'm watching this video. So Tom could turn around and go, yeah, right? Isn't this crazy? But that's not what Rogan did. And it shows me how susceptible Tom is, because he's so committed that anything that he sees, like that fake TR3B video, which I've seen 50 times, and I've laughed at it.
It happens to people. It happens to people.
I don't get it.
When they buy into these certain things, and you're like, man, well, what?
I don't get it. But so then, therefore, those that are around Tom know that they've got a guy that will be, what's the word, malleable, right?
Yes, you're absolutely putty. I don't want to call him
putty,
but
putty.
He's definitely he's moldable. I guess you'd say
he's 100% moldable. And
I did.
I talked to him the day after the Rogan podcast, And he goes, dude, I wish I didn't go on that show. And I said, Tom, don't you have people around you, to tell you what is a good idea and what is not? And he said, man, I just lost control.
Handlers.
I lost control, and I wish I didn't. And I was, okay, man, but you can't rewind it. Now it's done.
Can't undo that.
And that's
so it takes away from his credibility. It takes away from his credibility. You got to be careful about those certain type of things, because it'll blow your credibility. It's happened to researchers countless times where they've gone in on something and they kind of believed it and put it out there, and they say, "Oh, that's definitely what do they call it when they debunk something?"
Yeah, when they debunk it.
It happened with him.
Yeah, and I felt bad, man. I didn't like the way Rogan handled himself, but at the same point, he played the wrong clip at the wrong time for the wrong audience, for the wrong show host, and it was a bad situation. But what it revealed to everybody is that all the money in the world, all the success, he's a great songwriter, he's a great singer, Blink-182 rocks. So I'm not taking, but it doesn't make you smart. It doesn't make you smart.
No, and I don't claim to be smart, man, but I definitely am observant, and I can take in everybody's opinions, and that's all I try to do. I have an opinion about it, but I'm not saying it's right. It's just my theory.
But I'm thankful. I'm thankful that the show is going to play those 6 episodes, because it will allow people to get more exposure into the UFO question.
Which 6 episodes is that?
Of his new TV show. It's coming out in May. It's called. What's it? It's unidentified. Hang on for a second. I'll tell you what it's called right now.
Well, I'm apprehensive to watch it because you talk about this debacle on Joe Rogan. I don't want to feel bad for the guy who goes out there and puts something else like that on there. I'm gonna feel bad for him because I'm kind of apprehensive to watch it because you just said that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And
I wouldn't want him to go on there, embarrass himself again, on a TV show. But
I think he's surrounded. I think he's surrounded by people that are taking advantage of him. He's got a lot of money.
Yeah,
he's got his name out there, and he's being taken advantage of. And that's the part that sucks, because I love talking UFOs and guitars. And joking around with Tom and having a great time. I enjoy all of that. But what I saw there,
you're great, Jimmy, man. You're great, and you're great for this, for this thing that's going on, man. And you're a great voice. And you started out small. I remember I used to talk to you when, you were just your little show there, and now you're on coast to coast, and you're really plugged in, and it's cool, man. And you're just a regular guy. I think you're awesome. You do a great job, man.
Thank you,
let
Jeremy.
Everybody speak their mind.
Thank you, Jeremy.
You're welcome, brother.
Enjoy the rest of your night and weekend.
It was great talking to you, brother, man.
It's been too long. Thank you, Jeremy.
Later, man.
And all great points. And I'm not coming down. Trust me, I'll say it again. I'm not coming down on Tom. I'm just questioning why the show is being made. Why is it airing? Because if you're going to call something unidentified inside America's UFO investigation, and it's going to be one show after another without anything happening, no reveal, because it ain't, what's the purpose? All right, the Curse of Oak Island, UFO style. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Fadernight, open lines all night long. More of your phone calls are next. Stay with me.
Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Tappy. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roasted to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Tappy.
Hi, folks. CBD is the home run hitter for health right now. Why, you ask? Because of what it does for the body. Unfortunately, I can't tell you all about the benefit. You know, there's reasons. Do your due diligence and log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Ancient Life Oil uses organic ingredients and is blended in coconut oil for some of the best benefits. Legal in 50 states and non-psychoactive. Log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and my family is safe because of Numana Emergency Food Storage. Just go to the Numana banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Promo code Jimmy10.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll walk away for a couple of minutes during the commercial. I came back and the phones are wide open. What happened? It's like the crazy. There's okay, 747-228-2051. If you ever wanted to get through, right now is the chance to get through. 747-228-2051. All right, this Tom DeLonge thing with TTSA. I don't want to sound like I'm coming off harsh here. You get a TV show, go and do it. Fine, great, awesome. That's totally cool. And I really appreciate the fact that the UFO question is getting out there in grand scale to a mass audience. Okay, I understand all of that too. But the parts that I outlined at the front of this show, I want to drive this home. That this show's approach is different in that this is an investigation with reveals. There isn't going to be anything revealed. There isn't any meta materials that were made off planet by some high-tech civilization out there, and that we are in possession of it here. No, that's not the case. And so we're going to be left with, night after night after night, like hunting Bigfoot or whatever, where there's nothing that is going to get resolved. That's the facts of the case here. I know that. So the reason why I know this, I'm telling you, the reason why I know this, it's very simple. If you are in possession of ET materials, you are not revealing it on primetime television. It's not going to happen that way. It's simply not. All right, and I'm not. I know in my heart that that's exactly what's going to happen, and everybody's going to get played, and that's it. That's the bottom line. Okay, with that, let's go straight back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Hello.
Yes, you're live.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, back little tap. Yeah. I got a weird story here for you.
What's your
A
name?
few years ago, Lamar. I'm from Baltimore.
All right, Lamar.
A few years ago, back in 2014, actually May of 2014. A few years back, I was a single man then. Had a lot going on. Caught a young lady. She was supposed to come to my apartment this particular night. At kind of late. I guess around the same time of night. Booty call hour.
Okay, so what happened?
Fell asleep. She never came over. This is where the story gets weird. Someone came over. Don't know who it was. At the time, didn't know who it was. She came over. I left the door open so the woman that I originally called could just walk right in. I woke up, and this woman that looked familiar, very familiar, walked in, sat down on my bed, and we just started talking. We talked for hours, until all of a sudden, it was morning, and all of a sudden, it seemed like somebody snapped on, it seemed like somebody snapped their fingers, and it was the room was full of light, and it was like 6:30 in the morning. So I get up and I'm looking around like, what the?
Right.
What's going on? Okay.
And she's gone. So, she was gone.
Yeah. Now, at this particular point, I assume, okay, this was some kind of weird dream. Okay, whatever. I go to get up. The spot where she was sitting on the bed is warm.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Okay, that's weird. Maybe I was just sitting right there. I tried a memory foam mattress for the first time. Well, I had a memory foam mattress topping back then. So the impression of someone sitting there would stay for about maybe 5 minutes or so. Okay. There were 2 cups on the dresser in the bedroom. Full of one was like a half full of apple cider, and of course the one was empty. So okay. At some point during the conversation, during the dream, we were both drinking apple cider, and my cup was empty, and the other cup that she was drinking out of was half full still. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I get up, I walk out into the living room, towards the front door of my apartment. The door is open. It's not unlocked anymore, it's open. Now, the weird part of the part that just threw me off about all of that is the door itself is spring loaded. Like if you open the door and pull the door open and let it go, it will slam shut. I walk out into the door is just sitting there open, and this isn't a door that just sits open unless something is holding it open. and there's nothing to hold the door open, but it's open.
So what do you think? What do you think happened, Lamar? Did you know who this person was? Did you see her again?
This is where the story. Well, I told the story in this way for a reason. The woman looked to be in her mid-20s. She favored one of my cousins a whole lot. The woman was actually that died 7 years.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I did not realize it until the next morning, because I kept wanting to ask her, what was it like? Like my grandmother, her sisters, and her nieces, they all look almost identical to each other at different points in their life. She looked like.
That's pretty crazy. Are you freaked out about it now, or is it just you got visited by somebody from the other side and stuff like this happens? How are you about it?
I'm not freaked out about it. I wasn't freaked out about it back then. It was just, at that particular time, I was confused about what to do with myself, and it just seemed like, she came in and reaffirmed some things from being, but it was crazy. The part that was crazy was that, okay, I've never seen my grandmother in her 20s. I have no idea what she looks like as a young woman.
Right.
The only thing I can venture on as far as a guess is that, she would look like one of her younger sisters or one of her younger sister's children, which is exactly who I thought I was talking to. One of my my mother's first cousins, her name was Lisa. That's kind of who my grandmother looked like as a young woman, and I was just like,
yeah, I get it, man. I get it. That's an amazing experience, Lamar, and I want to thank you for sharing that with us. That's one of the best phone calls I've had in a long time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Have a great night. That's incredible. That I didn't know that's where that was going. I didn't know where that was going. Wow. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, my name is Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. Take me off a speaker and turn me down in the background.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There's a little bit of a delay. I didn't expect you to pick up the phone.
Yeah, it happens. You got to be ready to go, though. Okay. So
I know. I watch every night. I know the drill.
Yeah, you do.
This is my first time calling.
What's your name again? What's your name?
Tracy, and I live in Indiana.
Okay. Where in Indiana, Tracy?
Down by Columbus.
Okay. East side?
South side. Columbus.
Columbus, Indiana. I thought you meant you were over by Columbus, Ohio. Oh, Columbus, Indiana.
No,
there you go. Okay, I know where you're at.
Yeah, you should know this area. Come on now.
You know. Okay, so.
Anyway, I was giving you a call. I actually just started listening to you avidly about 3 months ago.
Okay.
And I got turned on to you about a year ago by my husband. He's kind of got me into the community now, and I'm religiously listening to you every night. But I have an experience a little story I wanted to tell you about, because I know you've touched the subject a few times, about skinwalkers.
Okay.
And I don't really know how exactly I feel about it, but a really weird thing happened to me out in Farmington, New Mexico.
I'm listening.
Okay. Well, we lived out there for a few months, and we used to go to this canyon called Choke Cherry, or as the government calls it, Glade Run. But the Navajo call it Choke Cherry. Well, we were out there one night. It was like the first week or two that we had moved out there, so we weren't real familiar with anything of the area. And we were out there stargazing. Of course, you're so much closer to the stars there versus Indiana.
Right.
So we're out there stargazing, and all of a sudden, we both, me and my husband both, just got severely nauseous and like this splitting headache, almost like a migraine. And to me, I can't say for sure for him, but to me it kind of made me dizzy, woozy. And so we decided to leave. And I mean, it hit us both at like the same exact time. It was really wild. And so we left the moment we pulled out on the main road, out of the actual park, or whatever you want to call it, the canyon. It subsided. I mean, both of us instantaneously almost went away. And we were kind of weirded out by this, like, what's going on? You know, is there some kind of weird gas leak or what's going on?
Right.
So we went home that night and we started doing some research because he had remembered hearing about a folklore. Well, come to find out, that canyon is known for there's a section in it called the Three Witches Circle. And the folklore for the Dene, the Navajo, is that the witches would go out there and they would summon the skinwalkers. And one of the symptoms, if you're in the area and there's a skinwalker in the area and they don't want you there, was pretty much what we had, was the splitting headache, the nausea. It's almost like a telepathic thing, like, get out of here type of symptom. So I don't know, I wanted to kind of get your vibe on that, because I know you've talked to people who have experienced or have a little bit of knowledge on it. What you might thought on that.
Well, it's not so much what I think. I want to know what a fellow Hoosier thinks. Okay, did you guys see anything strange?
Well, I mean, there was a few times we were out there, we saw shadows, but I mean, it could have been a coyote, it could have been it could have been a mountain lion for all we know.
Right.
We continued to go out there after that, but we would carry cedar and sage with us. And then I had an amethyst that I always wore around my neck. I started wearing that again for protection. And we didn't have any other issues like that where we got nauseous and the splitting headache. And I mean, it was just really wild because it happened sudden. And then the moment we left the area, it was gone. So it was really cool. I mean, I'm really big into folklore, especially our Native Americans. I have a lot of descendants in the Apache and Cherokee side, not the Navajo. So, you know, their folklore is way different. But, you know, I don't know. I kind of wondered what the community thought on the skinwalker lores.
Yeah. We all know that there is something happening with that. And when I have, gone out to the desert with friends and you see orbs and you see stuff, flying around where we automatically jump to, UFOs or something extraterrestrial or ET. And then you go back and you check the folklore part of it or the mythology part of it with the local indigenous cultures where they talk about these spirits and these, that's been going on there forever, and it's part of their lifestyle. Well, therefore, we know that something is going on, and it's something supernatural. It's something paranormal, something unexplained that we don't know anything about.
Interdimensional?
Could be, right? Could be.
I'm wondering because they said that the Navajo also believe that the arches and stuff, the natural arches like you would see, in those canyons or even out in Moab, they are an interdimensional portal.
Right. Yeah, that's where I'm going with this. We don't have any firm answers with it, but I know that it's been going on for a long time, and it's not just here in the United States. This is stuff that cultures have been talking about, for millennia. I wanted to ask you: have you ever gone up and checked out the House of Blue Lights?
No, I haven't heard of that one. I'm actually taking my daughter out there next week for spring break, so I'm going to take her into that area too. But I haven't heard of the House of Blue Lights.
Yeah, it's up on the northeast side of Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think I vaguely have heard something about that.
Yeah, I want to do a show on it. So when I was growing up, the stories about the House of Blue Lights, especially around Halloween, the stories would surface. And there you go. Well, Tracy, thank you for sharing that with us. And look, I'm with you. We haven't figured it out. We know something is going on. What are the answers? I don't know just yet. But, think about the Brown Mountain Lights, right? Right there in Tennessee. Yeah. This is part of the culture, and it's witnessed by thousands and thousands of people all the time. And you go out to Joshua Tree, or you go to Sedona, or you go up to East Eddy Ranch, and you go up there and you see this stuff going on. I can't explain it. It's wild. There's always some American Indian folklore, mythology that goes along with it. So,
well, the Navajo belief is they came to this planet on a ship anyway.
That's right. And then you have the ant people, right? And you look at those petroglyphs, where why would somebody take the time to carve into a rock a human with a helmet and antenna coming off of their head?
Yeah. Well, I saw some of the petroglyphs in Moab, and they were really cool. There was a lot of the swirls and stuff in it,
which represent, to me, galaxies, portals. They obviously know something about the solar system. And how did they do all of that without telescopes? Something's going on. Tracy, behave and be well, and give my best to everybody back in Naptown, will you?
All right, I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tracy. Great phone call. And when it comes to, let me be very clear. When it comes to when you see stuff like that, and orbs and lights, and especially out in the desert, and you combine that with the dogs with red eyes or skinwalkers, something is going on. I haven't seen a skinwalker. I haven't seen the dog with no legs and the glowing red eyes. I haven't seen hellhound on my trail. I haven't seen that. But I've seen my share of glowing things in the desert that I can't explain. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Nicholas again.
Nicholas again. Only one phone call a night, but I'll let this one slide.
All right, thank you. I really wanted to talk about the TPSA thing. I hesitated about it before, but it keeps coming up, so I wanted to address it.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, one thing about the TV shows, that's something Tom talked about from the get-go, that he was planning to do documentary TV shows. So from what I can tell, it only makes sense to do it through the History Channel.
Yes. Yeah, of course. Look, I have done 3 TV shows myself, so I'm not being hypocritical here. But the stuff that I have done that I'm okay with and that I will continue to do for television is taking somebody's experience or case and investigating that and trying to get to the bottom of it, or a conspiracy. And like I did on my last series, where we were just taking pretty crazy conspiracies, from around the world and going and investigating those. And I want to know. I want to know who's surveilling us. I want to know about drone technology.
Right.
I want to know about GPS and yeah, I want to go and invest. That's one thing. But to suggest that you are in possession of ET materials when you are not, and using that to sensationalize on television, okay, all right. If you want to do it for ratings and suggest that you're in possession of ET, look.
Well, this I'm going back to the beginning of the whole Secret Machines project that he started, and I've read the books that have come out, and I'm just trying to get a grasp on what the agenda is, like what their angle or focus is. I've listened to all of his interviews multiple times, both with you and Joe Rogan. I've listened to your interviews with Peter Levenda and him on other shows, and I'm just trying to, even if it is misdirection or misinformation, why? Because you think about all the rabbit holes that within this project that they've opened up, from Nazis and paperclip and high jump Roswell, Freemason, Tool Society, etc. What is the agenda? And with the show, if it's not bringing anything new to the discussion, to us, it may be baby food, but to the uninitiated, it could be a major crash course.
Sure.
And they're trying to eventually bridge the idea of like technology and consciousness and trying to re-teach the public how to look at these different things as not different things, but connected things. So shows like this,
I'm thankful for
that.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that. Okay, absolutely. But Nicholas, let me ask you this. If you had a piece of a crashed alien spaceship, are you going to reveal it on a TV show? Is that
it may be part of the end game for them?
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you. Would you do?
No, I would be running around outside with it yelling.
That's what you would do. That's exactly what you would do.
That's why they haven't given it to me.
So, therefore, what's the reason for the show? Because I can tell you that they aren't in possession of anything. That that's off world, that was manufactured by ET, because if they were, the last thing that would be happening right now is it would be on a TV show. The government wouldn't allow it. It would be the biggest news in the history of the world. It would be bigger than Jesus. It would be bigger than everything. And so, I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. I'm not.
Okay. With the Secret Machines thing, I remember it was like a 3-tier program plan, whatever. Like there was the entertainment section, then like the science section, and something else. I don't remember what, aerospace, I guess it was. And if like this is just one aspect of it, this is the entertainment section or whatever, and if that's compartmentalized from the other areas,
it wouldn't happen on national TV. It just wouldn't. It's not. That's it.
No, I don't expect it to.
Yep.
I don't think that's the point.
But no, I'm just happy that the show is going to be out there, and people that haven't been exposed to this will be exposed to it. Questions will be asked, and maybe people will go out there and do their own research and find out more stuff about the UFO situation. You know,
but then what if there's a sequel, like another show that comes out after this that answers those questions, or at least addresses them?
Nicholas, if that happens,
I know I'm being devil's advocate.
No, be the devil's advocate. Ask
I can't help it.
No, Nicholas, ask questions. Keep your eyes open and your ears open. That's all you got to do, man. And with that,
absolutely.
I got to wrap the show. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Nicholas. And with that wraps another Fade to Black Fadernight here on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Nothing but back-to-back amazing phone calls tonight. And I want to thank everybody that called in. Twitter was completely on fire. And now I am going to wrap. I'm going to get out of here because I got to go above ground, jump in my car, and go out to dinner with Brett Larson. That's what I'm doing tonight. Tomorrow night, I'm going to go see Hypocrisy with Brett in downtown Los Angeles. And you're not going to want to miss that if you're in town. You want to go see that. It's going to be an amazing show tomorrow night. And we'll see everybody right here on Monday. Fade to Black's executive producers Rita Camurian. Shows produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster Drew the Geek. Music Doug Aldrich. Intro Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2019 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Everybody be safe. Have an amazing weekend. Go Beckley Tepe.